Hey guys, it's me, Poppy Rain here, and today we're going to be doing another poetry reading. Today we're going to be doing a new book. We're going to be doing A Light in the Attic by Silverstein. You guys may know from some of the other videos I've posted. This is the special edition, one so it has 12 new poems. This should be good. A light in the attic. There's a light on in the attic. Though the house is dark and shuttered, I can see a flicker and flutter, and I know what it's about. There's a light on in the attic. I can see it from the outside, and I know you're on the inside looking out. How many, how much? How many slams in an old screen door depends on how loud you shut it. How many slices in a bread depends on how thin you cut it. How much good inside a day depends on how good you're living 'em. How much love inside a friend depends on how much you give 'em. Moon catching net. I've made me a moon catching net, and I'm going hunting tonight. I'll run along, swinging it over my head, and grab for the big ball of light. So tomorrow I'll just look at the sky, and if there's no moon, you can bet that I found what I sought, and I finally caught the moon in my moon-catching net. But if the moon's still shining there, look close on your knees, and you'll get a clear look at me in the sky swinging free with a star in my moon-catching net. Hammock. Grandpa sent the hammock. The good Lord sent the breeze. I'm here to do the swinging. Now who's gonna move the trees? How not to have to dry the dishes. If you have to dry the dishes, such an awful boring chore. If you have to dry the dishes, instead of going to the store. If you have to dry the dishes and you drop one on the floor, maybe they won't let you dry the dishes anymore. Stop thief. Policeman, policeman, help me please. Someone went and stole my knees. I'd chase him down, but I suspect my feet and legs won't connect. The sitter. Mrs. McTwitter, the babysitter. I think she's a little bit crazy. She thinks babysitter's supposed to sit upon the baby. Here's my all-time favorite poem, which I've quoted before in other videos. Reading Charles Silverstein. This is Prayer of the Selfish Child. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my toys to break, so none of the other kids can use them. Amen. What did the carrot say to the wheat? Let us rest. I'm feeling beat. What did the paper say to the pen? I feel quite all right, my friend. What did the teapot say to the chalk? Nothing, you silly teapots can't talk. Shaking. Geraldine, now, stop shaking the cow. For heaven's sake, for your sake, and the cow's sake. That's the dumbest way I've seen to make a milkshake. Signals. When the light is green, you go. When the light is red, you stop. But what do you do when the light turns blue with orange and lavender spots? There's a lot to read in this book, guys. And we're only just beginning. This is probably going to be like 3 or 4 videos long. Picture puzzle piece. One picture puzzle piece lying on the sidewalk. One picture puzzle piece soaking in the rain. It might be a button of blue on the coat of the woman who lived in a shoe. It might be a magical bean or a fold in the red velvet robe of a queen. It might be the one little bite of an apple her stepmother gave to Snow White. It might be the veil of a bride or a bottle with some evil genie inside. It might be a small tuft of hair or the big bouncy belly of Bobo the bear. It might be a bit of the cloak of a witch of the west as she melted to smoke. It might be a shadowy trace of fear that runs down an angel's face. Nothing has more possibilities than old wet picture puzzle piece. Put something in. Draw a crazy picture, write a nutty poem, sing a mumble-gumble song, whistle through your comb, do a loony-goony dance, cross the kitchen floor, put something silly in the world that ain't been there before. Monsters I've met. I've met a ghost but he didn't want my head. He only wanted to know the way to Denver. I met a devil, but he didn't want my soul. He only wanted to borrow a bike a while. I met a vampire, but he didn't want my blood. He only wanted 2 nickels for a dime. I kept meeting all the right people at all the wrong time. Rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, we'd travel all over the land. We'd play and we'd sing and we'd wear spangly things. If we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band and we were up there on the stand, the people would hear us and love us and cheer us. Hooray for the rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, then we'd have 1 million fans. We'd giggle and laugh and sing autographs if we were a rock and roll band. If we were a rock and roll band, the people would kiss our hands. We'd be millionaires and have extra long hair if we were a rock and roll band. But we ain't no rock and roll band. We're just 7 kids in the sand with homemade guitars and pails and jars and drums of potato chip cans. Just 7 kids in the stand, talking and waving our hands and dreaming and thinking, oh, wouldn't it be grand if we were a rock and roll band. Something missing. I remember I put on my socks. I remember I put on my shoes. I remember I put on my tie that was painted in beautiful purple and blues. I remember I put on my coat to look perfectly grand at the dance. Yet I feel there is something I may have forgot. What is it? What is it? Memorize and Mo. Mo memorized a dictionary, but he can't seem to find a job or anyone who wants to marry someone who memorized a dictionary. Well, guys, I'm going to read a few more poems. I'm going to cut this kind of short because my throat is kind of killing me. So I'm going to try and take some medicine, see if that helps, because my cough is really bad today. And I'll be back in another video. I don't know when, since I have to babysit today. So, yeah. Somebody has to. Somebody has to polish the stars. They're looking a little bit dull. Somebody has to go polish the stars for the eagles and starlings and gulls. Have all been complaining they're tarnished and worn. They say they want new ones we can't afford. So please get your rags and your polishing jars. Somebody has to go polish the stars. Reflection. Each time I see the upside-down man standing in the water, I look at him and start to laugh, although I shouldn't oughter. For maybe it's another world, another time, another town. Maybe he is right side up and I am upside down. Fancy dive. The fanciest dive that ever was dove was done by Melissa of Coconut Grove. She bounced on the board and flew in the air with a twist of her head and a twirl of her hair. She did 34 jackknife backflips and spun, quadruple gained, and reached for the sun, and then somersaults 9 times and a quarter, and looked down and saw the pool had no water. Here comes summer, chirpin' robin, bud and rose. Here comes summer, gentle showers, summer clothes. Here comes summer, whoosh, shiver, there it goes. The dragon of Grandly Grun. I'm the dragon of Grindley Grun. I breathe fire as hot as the sun. When a knight comes to flight, I just toast him on sight like a hot, crispy cinnamon bun. When I see a fair damsel go by, I just sigh a fiery sigh. And she's baked like a tater, I think of her later with a romantic tear in my eye. I'm the dragon of Grindley Grun, but my lunches aren't very much fun, for I like my damsels medium rare, and they always come out well done. Blame. I wrote such a beautiful book for you about rainbows and sunshine and dreams that come true. But the goat went and ate it. You knew that he would. So I wrote you another one fast as I could. Of course, I could never be nearly as great. It is a beautiful book that the silly goat ate. So if you don't like this new book I just wrote, blame the goat. Messy room. Whoever's room this is should be ashamed. His underwear is hanging on the lamp. His raincoat is there in an overstuffed chair, and the chair is becoming quite mucky and damp. His workbook is wedged in the window. His sweater's been thrown on the floor. His scarf and one ski are beneath the TV, and his pants have been carelessly hung on the door. His books are all jammed in the closet. His vest has been left in the hall. A lizard named Ed is asleep in his bed, and his smelly old sock has been stuck to the wall. Whoever's room this is should be ashamed. Donald or Robert or Willie or, huh? You say it's mine? Oh dear, I knew it looked familiar. Okay, guys, I think this is where I'm going to end this video because these next couple poems are kind of long. And this is a super long book. So, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.